All right.
This is the Doug Gottlieb Show. This is America's longest-running afternoon drive sports radio show, broadcasting live from the studios of Fox Sports Radio.
Bang, bang, won't stop till we're legends.
Here's Doug Gottlieb.
Boom, what up, America? Doug Gottlieb Show, Fox Sports Radio. Coming to you from the sunny city of Los Angeles, California. Hope you're having a great day. We have, there's supposed to be like dead times in sports, right? Like, oh, I got to take that off, dead time in sports. And then there's times which, you have one topic. And one topic radio. Look, we're in Play the Hits. This is a national sports radio show. I think it's the best national sports radio show during this time slot. Two other networks believe the same. I know because I used to work for them and they wanted me to stay in such a time slot. And one thing I've learned, no matter where I've been, is, hey, man, play the hits. Talk about what everybody's talking about. The crazy thing about this June 7th, a Thursday afternoon, I'm going to get to the NBA Finals and what we saw last night and how it's going to be misremembered, like Roger Clemens said Andy Pettitte misremembered him talking about steroids. It's going to be misremembered. Suddenly now, while it's still the lead, it's still a hit, so too is T.O. saying, oh, amazing, I'm in the Hall of Fame. So incredible. Hey, listen, induction ceremony. Nah, I'm good. T.O. switching from wide receiver to defensive back before our own eyes. We'll get to that. Plus, Julian Edelman suspended for PEDs. While you are absolutely wrong to think this is the Patriot way. But it is the way of some football players. And then, of course, we have more discussions about Brian Colangelo, who mutually agreed to part ways. Right? He was fired today from the Philadelphia 76ers for his wife's multiple Twitter burner accounts. You've got to have a fall guy. He had a fall girl. It didn't work. But let's start with last night. I almost feel like Kevin Durant should have, after he hit that three-pointer from the parking lot, stood at midcourt like, what's his name, the star of Gladiator? Like Maximus? Russell Crowe in Gladiator? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Isn't that what that felt like? That was a kill shot.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
He hits it from, I guess, the same spot as Game 3 last year. Only, you know what? If you didn't hear me last year, let me take 5 steps back. And then let me hit this one. Now do you hear me? So there's a lot to get into. I love the arguments that I have with Nick Wright, which is, dude, I get it. LeBron's awesome. Okay, and LeBron was better in Game 1. KD was better in Game 2 and was better in Game 3. How do I know? They're on the same court. I mean, it's the argument we make all the time for why the NCAA tournament is awesome or why a college football playoff is awesome. Frankly, why I wanted Central Florida in a true college football playoff. Why Central Florida is not as good as the big boys. They don't have as much depth. And if they had survived week 1, they wouldn't survive week 2. And if you had week 3, it's the attrition that it takes to play in the big boy leagues. College basketball teams, to which there's only 5 guys, there's not as much attrition. We've always wondered, like, how would Gonzaga play in the Big 12 or the ACC or whatever? And the NCAA tournament gives us I can judge who's better on the same, because they're on the same court. It's really hard to know how good the Cavs are or how good LeBron is because he's playing against inferior opponents. Right? Like, yeah, he lit up the Pacers, but Bogdan Bogdanović was guarding him. He had a rookie from the Toronto Raptors guarding him. The Boston, you're like, the Boston Celtics. Yeah, the Celtics didn't have their 2 best players. Imagine if you took Kevin Durant and Steph Curry off the Warriors. Take the 2 best players off of any team. Put them against LeBron James. And it's really hard to judge. Is he really that great? or is he playing against inferior competition? And in game 1, he was that great. In game 2, he was not. In game 3, he was really, really, really good. But he was not the best player on the floor. Unless there's something wrong with my television set. Like, well, he's got Steph Curry, who sucked. He's got Klay Thompson, who sucked. They just weren't good. Klay gives good defensive effort. Steph hit the one big three where they left him wide open. Beautiful pass to seal the deal at the end of the game. Had a couple rebounds, couple scrappy steals. But if you watch the game, and I think most of you did because you're a sports fan, Durant was better. And I don't know. It's always worked this way to me. Who's better in the finals determines who's better overall, right? Who's better in the second half and fourth quarter of the finals? And here we are 7 games in, and Durant's been better, definitely better, 5 of the 7 games. I would say relatively even, slight edge to LeBron in the loss last year. And LeBron was better in game 1 this year. And if you want to go supporting cast, that's fine. I'm not judging the supporting cast. I understand that LeBron can pass and they miss shots. I get that. And I think the story of Durant and LeBron in the finals is a microcosm of the bigger story, which is this NBA Finals. This finals is a direct parallel to something I talked about yesterday, the new movie Solo. It's Solo, a Star Wars movie, but it's not a Star Wars movie. Huh? Now, part of it is there's so many Star Wars movies now. I mean, we went 30 years without Star Wars, and then all of a sudden, Disney just starts popping them out like the Octomom pops out babies, right? I mean, didn't we just have a... No, this is it's a side story. We had Rogue One, then we had The Last Jedi, now we got this one. You're like, do I need to go watch this? Is it part of the story? No, it's kind of a background story of... Is Solo a good movie? I don't know anyone who's seen the movie, who's not one of these complete Star Wars idiots, makes their wife dress up like Leia, has a stormtrooper outfit that they secretly keep, does the... believes they can move things with their mind. Look, dude, I love the movies, but it's just a movie, okay? The Force might be all around us, but you don't have the Force within you. With the exception of those people, anyone else who's seen the movie is like, yeah, it's a good movie. Which is the same thing with this series. Was game 1 a great game? Hell to the yeah. LeBron played as well as anyone I've ever seen play the game of basketball. That's how good he was. The Warriors found a way by getting an overturned call, something we had never seen in the history of the NBA Finals, an overturned block charge call. Steph had the and one. George Hill had a chance to give them a lead with 4 seconds to go. He chokes the free throw. J.R. Smith, you know what happens. Where you going, JR? Nobody calls timeout. LeBron melts down in the huddle. The Warriors win in overtime. That was an incredible basketball game. It was tough. It was hard fought. It had great play. It had big shot making. It had a missed free throw. It had guys not knowing time and score. It had everything. If you wrote a book about a basketball game, that's the one to write about. It had everything. And game 2, though the Warriors kept the Cavs at arm's distance for the most part, it was just arm's distance. They weren't up 30. It wasn't a blowout. It wasn't a laugher. And oh yeah, you had Steph Curry hitting 9 threes, something we have never seen before in NBA Finals. Last night's game was unbelievable. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, 2 of the great shooters in the history of the NBA, couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat. LeBron was good, but clearly gassed. JaVale McGee was really good for the second straight game. And the Cavs had a ton of energy early and were right there late, and Kevin Durant put the knife into their hearts and twisted it. This is going to go down, go down historically as a sweep or as 4-1, and people will say, well, LeBron didn't have Kyrie, and they had 3 guys, and so it wasn't that much of a series. I don't know. Cavs could have won game 1, could have won last night. All 3 were highly entertaining. 3 historic things we had never seen before or things that matched up with history. Like, it was pretty unbelievable. But like Solo, because there's too many Star Wars movies, and this is round 4, because Solo is not quite Star Wars, right? No Darth Vader, no Emperor, no Stormtroopers, some backstory. We don't even want to be like Star Wars. We don't even have that dun 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 dun. Right? We don't even want to have where you read things at the start of the movie. Like, no. It's kind of shot differently. It's just like this. It's Cavs Warriors, but there's no Kyrie. No Kyrie. LeBron's probably going to leave. It's just not the same. Solo's a good movie. This has been a good series. Kevin Durant was the best player on the floor last night. So, I was highly entertained. I don't know what more America is looking for. But I think sometimes we hold these previous series in such incredibly high esteem, right? Jordan's first series against the Lakers. Kareem had retired. Worthy hurt his shoulder. I mean, even Jordan's famous up and under move, right? Goes with his right, brings down, goes with his left. Could have just dunked the ball with his right hand. Nobody jumped. We do know that, right? When we look back, we're like, oh, Jordan will average 11 assists, and it was Jordan. It was historic. Jordan's first title. It's great. Sometimes we look back on things and we think they're greater than they are. This one we're going to look back on. This completely nullifies the argument, though, about Michael. Well, Michael Jordan was swept twice early on in his Bulls career. That LeBron's never been swept. Okay, whether LeBron's swept or not swept, LeBron's played really well. Incredible game 1. Good. I mean, really good in game 2. Not great, not superhuman, really good. And he was very good last night. He wasn't super, he was very, very good. He's not the reason that they lost. He's not. Jordan got swept 3 times. One time his team had won 30 games. They faced one of the all-time great Celtics teams at full strength. It was a best-of-5 series. They lost in 3 games. He had 63 in game 2. Right? Oh! So when you look back on this series, highly competitive, and the Warriors were slightly better when it mattered most in the fourth quarter. And right now, for a second straight year, KD was better at winning time. I got more to tell you about Kevin Durant, why I think the intelligence of the best players in the NBA, not just LeBron, Durant included. Matter of fact, I want to get to it actually really quick. Remember how we talked about, well, LeBron, I've heard people say he's got a photographic memory. He has a really good memory. Okay, a photographic memory is like 1% of 1%. It's like July 26th, 1999. I was wearing a blue shirt. It was raining outside. It was about 70 degrees. It's raining. I was in can't know how, like blah, blah, blah. That's a photographic memory. Not going back play by play. I want you to listen to what Durant said at the end of the game about that last shot. The detail to it and the part that's missed as to why he took such a deep 3.
When the shot clock was running down, I was from pretty far out. I just wanted to get a good look. I didn't want to run in there and shoot a bad shot and fall on the ground. They got numbers on the other way, so I decided to just pull up from there and it felt good leaving my hand.
Yeah. Now, look, he went back through play-by-play of different things, much like LeBron does, because they're both super bright. But it's also the idea of understanding it's not just the shot you take, it's are you going to leave the back end open? If you drive in there and you fall down taking a bad shot, also somebody else is going to try and rebound that shot. Now it's going to be 5-on-3 running the other way. I'm amazed at how people don't understand how smart some of these guys are, Durant included.